You've probably heard this crazy statistic, right? That something like 85% of AI projects fail to deliver a return on investment. It's a staggering number. So today, we're pulling back the curtain on the hidden playbook that separates the projects that succeed from the ones that just fizzle out.
So why is that? It's a question that keeps a lot of people up at night. I mean, we see it all the time. Huge investments, brilliant minds, the absolute latest tech gets poured into a project, and then crickets. The results just don't show up. Why does this happen so often?
Okay, the first and maybe the most important thing to get your head around is this. The problem is almost never the technology itself. The algorithms are incredibly powerful, the models are getting scarily smart every single day. The raw capability is there. So blaming the algorithm, that's just the easy way out.
And that's the real kicker. Success isn't really about having the smartest model on the block. It's about the operational discipline, the rigor, and the strategic framework that you build around the technology. It's a failure of process, not a failure of potential.
This whole situation creates what you could call the AI project paradox. And to solve it, we need to kind of reframe the entire problem. We're going to do that with a really powerful framework, the 4 pillars for building successful, resilient, and truly impactful AI initiatives.
All right, pillar number 1, the data blueprint. Think about it. You would never, ever build a house without a blueprint, right? Well, for any AI system, your data is that blueprint. It's the absolute foundation. Without a crystal clear plan for it, you're just guessing.
And just look at this. It's like a tale of 2 projects. On one side, without a data map, you get pure chaos. We're talking endless rework, nobody on the team trusts the data, and integrations are a total nightmare. But on the other side, with a map, you get clarity, you get governance, you get a clear path forward. This isn't just a small difference, it's everything.
Now, I know this can look like just a bunch of tedious paperwork, but it's so much more than that. Following these steps systematically is what bridges that enormous gap between what the business actually needs and what the technical team is building. And that last one, establishing data lineage, oh man, that is absolutely critical for troubleshooting, for compliance, and just for understanding where your insights are even coming from.
And this quote just brilliantly nails the most critical best practice here. It's easy to document what a transformation does, but the real lasting value comes from explaining why it's necessary. This is how you capture the business logic, and it provides priceless context for any future team that has to maintain or evolve the system.
Okay, on to pillar 2. This is the resource plan, your budget and your crew. This is all about putting together the resources to actually bring the project to life. And let me tell you, this is a step where so many projects go completely off the rails because of wildly unrealistic expectations.
Okay, get ready for this, because this chart usually blows people's minds. We tend to fixate on the cost of powerful computers, the GPUs, right? But look at that. Nearly 3/4 of a typical AI budget is spent on highly specialized people. Why? Because the supply of great ML engineers and data scientists is still incredibly scarce. Your success depends far more on your investment in talent than it does on your tech spend.
And you've got to plan for these shifting needs. The resources you need for experimentation, like a huge spike in compute costs, are totally different from what you'll need to get into production, which is where your ML engineer and DevOps costs suddenly surge. Forgetting to plan for that long tail of operational costs is a classic mistake.
Pillar number 3, the production proof. Think of this as a structural integrity test for a bridge before you let cars drive over it. It is all about proving your model works in the messy, unpredictable real world, not just in some sterile lab environment.
So, you run your A/B test and you get this result back, a p-value of 0.04. In simple terms, that's a measure of confidence. It means there's a 96% chance that the improvement you're seeing is real and not just some random luck. The data says your new model is better. Time to deploy and celebrate, right?
Well, not so fast. This right here is the million-dollar question that separates a statistical curiosity from a genuine business win. An improvement might be real, sure, but if it's so small that it has no meaningful impact on your goals, was it really worth the cost and risk of deploying it?
And this is why using a decision framework like this is absolutely essential. That sweet spot is right in that top row, a result that is both statistically significant and practically significant. That's a clear winner. But look at that second row. Statistically significant, but the improvement is too small to matter. The right decision is often to do nothing. This discipline prevents you from chasing tiny, meaningless gains.
And that brings us to our final pillar, number 4, the human connection. This is your communications plan, and it's so often forgotten, but it's arguably the most important, because a brilliant AI system is completely useless if people are too confused, resistant, or just plain scared to actually use it.
You will hear this question, I guarantee it. It's one of the most common and emotionally charged questions you'll ever face, and how you answer it is critical for adoption. A vague or dismissive answer can breed distrust and sabotage your entire project from the inside.
This simple 3-step technique is incredibly effective. You start by acknowledging the validity of their concern. That alone builds trust. Then you use a bridge phrase to pivot from their fear to your message. And finally, you deliver your core point, reframing the technology as a tool for augmentation, not replacement.
So let's bring it all together and talk about building a solid foundation. The key takeaway is this: a successful AI initiative isn't about having the flashiest technology. It's about building on a solid foundation of process, planning, and people.
So here they are, the 4 pillars of AI success: the data blueprint, the resource plan, the production proof, and the human connection. Think of this as a checklist. A no to any one of these indicates a serious crack in your project's foundation, a weakness you need to address immediately.
And this is the essential question to take back to your team. Is your AI initiative built on a solid foundation, or is it built on sand? Because having these 4 pillars firmly in place is what truly separates the projects that deliver lasting value from those that become just another failed, expensive experiment.